Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Uma Maheshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. In this video lecture series, I'm going to explain about the IP addressing in the IoT. In the last class, I have been explaining about the various protocols which are being used in the internet protocols. This is 32-bit IP version 4 address. It consists of a 4 decimal number separated by the dots. For example, 198.136.56.2. This is called as a 32-bit IP address, which is being separated by 4 decimal numbers and also by using the dots. Each decimal number consists of a decimal value, that is, it has an octet which is of 8 bits. This is nothing but the IP address format, where 0 to 3 consists of IP address version, 4 to 7 has a server type and precedence, and 8 to 15 is also a server type and precedence. It is of lower order byte and the higher order byte. Then 16 to 31 is nothing but the length of the data packet. Then 32 is nothing but the number of streams, and 46 is nothing but the byte sequence which is used. 47 to 50 has a flags, various flags, and 51 to 63 is nothing but the fragment offset. And where it consists of 9 checksum types of protocol and time to live process. Then 96 to 127 it has source IP address. 128 to 159 is nothing but the destination IP address. And finally we have a data packet which transports from the one layer to the another layer. This is source and the destination IP address, where here we have three types of header. One is nothing but a header, next one is pseudo header, and the data which is stored in the stack is moved to the application layer. Then 4 decimal numbers IP version 4 address. It has the IP address ranges between 0 to 255, where the total addresses we have here is 232, which has 32-bit address. 3 separate fields with the decimal number each for each set of 8 bits are easier to use here. And next one is subnet address. Here the internet addressable to the outside world for the routers on the internet. Then the subnet address for use within the group internally and is invisible to the outside world. A subnet is a subnetwork which consists of number of hosts or nodes or devices or the machines. It consists of three classes of network: class A, class B, and class C, where class A consists of three specific networks which consist of two hosts, that is 224. Then 2x is nothing but it consists of 216 of into 2 hosts. One is nothing but 1x, it specifies a smaller group which has 28 hosts. A dynamic IP address. It is dynamic IP address is nothing but number of actual users at the instant may be very less when compared to the other IP address, where here the dynamic host control protocol is being used here, where it assigns an IP address at an instant to the device. The next one is domain name system. Here an application which provides the IP address for the corresponding service from the named domain service. For example, 198.136.56.2. It has a registered domain name. For example, umaheshwari.h.ez.snscity.org. We consider this as a registered domain name. Then 128-bit address IPv6 address. It is an hexadecimal digit representation. For 32-bit we have octet representation, but for 128 we'll be having a hexadecimal digit representation. Here 8 sets of 4 hexadigits which separates by the colon or dot in an IPv6 address. Then IPv6 large number of addresses. Here 64-bit in the last, when all the zeros can be omitted in this large number of addresses. Then classification. It consists of 3 classes: primary addressing and the routing. That means each class differs with the primary addressing and the routing methods. First one is unicast address. This is used for the single network interface. Anycast address, it is used for the any group of interfaces. Then multicast address, it is used by the multiple host. A packet with multicast address delivers to all the interfaces that have joined a corresponding multigroup. Then media access control, which is mainly used for the network card or Ethernet protocol, which is being used as a unique MAC address here. Then Ethernet frame communication, where here media access communication, which addresses of each node specified in the firmware of the network card or the chip or core. Then address routing, that means routing protocol, will also called it as address resolution protocol, which uses a lookup table. Then the table stores the IP address in one column and node of the MAC address in the another column. Thank you.